to you live this morning from the Mushroom Kingdom, WKBAG Studios, Wario, K. Rool, Bowser, Andros Gannon. This is Video Games and Comedy Show. I'm your host, Jeremy Schmidt, and it is a new year. Welcome, 2023 and me. It's going to be, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Last year was what it was, and this year will be the same. I'm going to introduce the panel of Zoo Tycoon crew members who are going to help me get through this episode today. We got the incredible Connor McCabe, my Patreon pal. Connor, how are you?
Hey, Jeremy, happy belated Honda days to you.
Yes.
Thank you for welcoming me into the new year. I'm so excited to be here.
Are you ready for your 2023 sound effect?
I am barely ready. You sort of said that like you were going to continue your sentence.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. As listeners of the show might be clued into, we have sound effects that plays for every guest that's on the show. Every year they change. We throw away the old ones and bring in new ones. This year's going to be no different. Connor gets a brand new sound effect. And
Golden.
This is what it is. Wait. Hold on. Pause. Cancel everything. Destroy.
No, we can't.
Destroy
It's
the
too
document.
late.
Destroy the. Hold on.
It's far too late to cancel.
It's the other switch.
Oh my gosh. I don't know what the song is from, although I could venture to guess.
Yeah, guess. What do you think that song's from?
Is it a song from A Part in Mother 3 I haven't gotten to?
It's probably a song from Mother 3 that you have gotten to.
Oh, maybe I have.
It's pretty early, but yeah, that's a Mother 3 song. And then I don't know whose voice that is. It kind of sounds like Batman at the end there.
It might be from the Nightman, a very real, I guess, vigilante that I portrayed in a short film I made about 5 years ago at this point.
He looks like a hornless Batman, or like Batman with no ears kind of thing.
Almost as if the effects designer of the helmet that I used, of the cowl, had a tough time making it.
Yeah, it's almost
it was
like
actually the instructions we gave. But we did not have that thing until into shooting that day.
Right. And just because I want to hear it again, do you mind if we play it one more time?
I don't mind at all. I'd love it.
It's the other switch.
Thank you, Jeremy.
We have the incredible Tao Yang on the show today. Tao, welcome back to Video Games and Comedy Show, and welcome to 2023.
Were you just waiting for your sound effect?
Hey, I was on mute. Hey, I was going like that for a long time. Hey, I was waiting for my sound effect. If someone could play mine, that'd be great.
I am going to play your brand new sound effect for 2023. Are you ready, good sir?
I am. Yes. Holy shit.
And what's something that people only sort of enjoy? Tao.
Perfect.
Jesus Christ. Wow. Thank you for digging up my filmography.
Hey, man, kind of a video game themed sketch for College Humor.
Yeah, absolutely. It was about, microtransactions, but what if they were for friendship?
Oh, great premise. Yeah.
Strong premise.
Go back and watch some of those College Humor videos. Because I was watching yours, I started watching just other ones. And I was like, these are really, really funny. Some are terrible, and you should avoid them at all costs. All right, we have one final member of the Zoo Tycoon crew here with us, July Diaz, of course. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Give it to me.
All right.
'Cause you're hotter than July. Darling, don't you know that
Not bad.
Wow. That is pretty good.
That is some funky stuff.
'Cause you're hotter than July. Darling, don't you know that
Wow, and you can really feel the video game reference in that one.
It's like a DDR song, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, slow one, slow DDR.
Jeremy, this is, I believe, let's 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3. This is your 6th round of sound effects, 6th year of sound effects. You haven't lost a step at all.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Although I hate hearing about how many years it has been since doing the
6.
show.
We're getting into year
Yeah.
6.
Everything was cool until we hit year 5, and then it was like, oh God.
A real amount of time.
A real amount of time, like the podcast graduated high school and it's in its sophomore year of college.
I want to think that the podcast is in its 2nd year of junior college.
Great, yeah, it's about to get its associate's degree. Folks, welcome to the show. I'm so happy to have you guys here. This is going to be really fun. This is one of my favorite episodes to do, actually. Kind of my favorite episode to do all year. Is just downhill after this. It's like our most anticipated games,
Whoa.
and then it's just and then it's just I got to come up with different stuff and
bottoming out at the game of the year episodes, right?
yeah, right. Total bottom out at the game of the year episodes. Oh, and if you haven't listened to our game of the year episode for 2022, please check that out. It's pretty fun. Just about as crazy as usual. July, Diaz, what was your feelings on that episode? I believe you had. Did you have feelings about that episode?
Am I speaking to Lauren right now? What is?
Yeah, July. Did you have feelings about that episode?
Pretty good.
Oh, it's like he's here.
I feel like I'll take my answer off air. Thank you.
Wow.
Great.
My
I thought it was a
feeling-
great time. I think everyone heard everything I had to say.
My feeling on that episode was I've never listened to something and felt like I would certainly be perceived as annoying because it's a 2-parter. There's the first part where I'm on fire, and then
yeah.
I think you can definitely tell that we record over a 4 or 5 hour period because in that
Oh,
second
yeah.
hour I am a pretty unbearable, and I'd just like to apologize for that.
My voice is getting scratchy. We're getting progressively drunker and higher. Great stuff, though. I would definitely check it out.
Can I
Apologies in
pitch
advance
you-
for the audio. Audio's bad. Yes.
The audio is really good for mine.
Uh-huh.
Can I pitch you an idea for a future episode of this show?
Ooh. First pitch of the year.
Sure.
Please, Lauren, please.
Sure.
Okay, so we just re-listened back to that best of episode, and then we just comment.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
So you get my real thoughts of how I was feeling during the whole
in the
recording.
moment.
Yeah,
That's actually pretty good. I'd like to bring back. Should we bring back the whole crew?
Yeah, get everyone back for a commentary track, and it's Patreon exclusive.
sure, great, perfect.
Yeah, layer.
I was
8.
more. I was most for saying just me.
Yeah, gotcha. Well,
I'll just do it. I'll just do it. for
July, you
myself.
kind of did that last year.
Yeah. I'll just do it again for me.
Game of the year was a lot of fun. Yeah, man. Wow. Like I don't know if I've still fully recovered from that night. Just
I
still feel
wanna-
groggy and.
Because Tao wasn't there, Tao, I want to
Yes.
ask you, what would get your vote as this is one of the 8 categories we did over the 2 episodes. What would
Yeah.
you get your vote as horniest game of the year?
Horniest game of the year would be. Did Death Stranding come out this year?
No, that was
No.
2019.
You're right. That was 2019.
Is that
No.
horny?
Yeah.
It would be the biggest switcheroo for being horny because it's a Kojima game that's actually not that horny. But I was like
Ooh.
reading horniness into everything.
Mm-hmm.
Horniest game would probably, I don't know,
Kirby.
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 Oh yeah.
That
Neon
lion.
White.
That lion and Kirby.
Neon White, thank you. That was one of my nominees.
Neon White.
Neon White's pretty horny. Elden Ring's kind of horny too.
Elden Ring, horny.
Yeah, very.
Some of the
horny.
porn games on Steam, very horny.
Yeah, yeah,
And then some of them kind of not.
yeah. Some of the porn games are very explicit, but not horny at all.
Not horny, no, not.
Yeah. I watch a lot of porn that is people fucking, but it's not horny.
It's not. It's just graphic is actually what it is.
Yeah, it's graphic. It's a bummer. Well, I want to start this episode off
It's all
right.
family stuff. It's all about family.
You talking about Fast and the Furious?
Yeah. These
Yeah.
Fast and Furious movies, those are porns, right?
Pretty much.
Car porn. Give me that engine. Okay. Why don't we talk
Wait a
about
minute.
what?
Who was that? Is that Vin?
Yeah, give me that engine.
It's his famous line.
We have to. Yeah, when you're here, your engine. We should. Let's talk about what we've been playing, and sort of like maybe I want to add. Oh, our Christmas haul. Anything good we might have received or given for Christmas, dealer's choice. I'll go first. I got a copy of WALL-E, the Criterion Collection 4K copy of WALL-E. Can't wait to throw it on. Have not done it yet.
Whoa. Didn't know they had that. Criterion
yeah.
Collection.
I know. It's a pretty weird thing. It's like a Disney movie.
Yeah. Are there other Pixar Disney movies that are Criterion Collection?
No. That's what it is sort of a weird
Oh.
anomaly, but the box looks great. I'm looking at it right now on the shelf. Looks great on the shelf. Can't wait to throw it in. No video games. I didn't get any video game stuff. I buy those for myself. I don't need anyone to get me those. Oh, I got a bass amp too, like a practice amp to play some bass
Ooh.
guitar. Which should be very fun. I've been playing God of War Ragnarok. I'm going through it very slowly, sort of taking my time. I've been pretty down on the game since it came out, but now after I hit like the 14-hour mark and got through, I think some of the early quests and some of the like early side quests, it picked up speed again for me. Like some characters who went away for a long time came back, and I was happy to see them. And now I feel like the game is sort of, I'm liking what I'm doing.
Where does it
more.
fall short for you?
I really think that there's two really long sort of things with two like long missions with
With a
couple-
character, you're like, oh, I don't really want to play as this character.
not. I don't want to spoil anything.
Mhm.
But it's like
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't like that either.
there's two huge things you do right away, and they're both so tediously boring to me and not interesting characters and not interesting story. And then we pick back up with a character, and that's cool at first, and then it doesn't get interesting with them. There's a part where you play as another character, and you do a little thing with them, and that's fun, kind of. But you're kind of picking up like fruit and stuff. I don't know. Look, but eventually we get back to a
It's
couple.
a love story. It's a love story.
The game's kind of horny.
Yeah. There's a I don't want to spoil anything, but oh man, so many jokes.
Who are we not spoiling for?
I don't know, the listener, I guess.
Jeremy doesn't want to spoil, but I'll just say you get to play as oh my god, what's Ymir's for a little
The
bit.
head.
You just get to roll around.
Yeah. You're trying to get cheese out of a mouse hole using
It's
his head.
it's a not a bad like Katamari simulator in my opinion.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you're picking
He
up like
collects them in his mouth and picks it
Yeah.
up. Yeah, it's good.
but yeah,
This cheese
I
is good, my brother. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. Anyway, so I feel like the game has gotten a little bit better. It would have to really pop some wheelies, so to speak, for it to, I think, compare to that first game for me.
Oh, okay.
For me. But yeah, God of War. That's the sort of my slow and steady. And then Vampire Survivors. I just want to shout that out. That's been like such an incredible like thing. It feels like a mobile game to me. I've been playing it on Xbox, but it just feels like one of those mobile games you just get lost in.
Oh, I'm playing it right now on my phone.
On your
As
phone?
we speak.
As we speak.
Yeah.
All right. Well, July, while you're playing Vampire Survivors, do you have something else, anything else you've been playing, or maybe a good haul?
Just God of War. I'm all in it. I love it. I'm not jaded like you.
Did you hate the beginning?
I don't know what part are you referring to. You don't want to spoil. This is my haul. This is the gift I've received.
Oh, that's cute.
Whoa.
Who is that? That's
You want to guess who this is?
Is that the squirrel?
Yes, it is. But can you guess his name?
Like I forgot his name.
His
It's
name
not
is
Mighty. It's
Ray.
Ray. Yeah.
What? What is that?
I
What is
thought you were
that?
doing a bit.
I thought you
But
were
that's
doing
a
a bit
different
too.
character.
Yeah, I thought that was whatever
Tails.
like
Mr.
Super
Tails?
Saiyan Sonic.
Super Sonic. No,
That
this
is
is
Ray. Ray the
Who
squirrel.
the
From,
hell is Ray?
Well, he
When was he introduced, July? Was it like in that Sonic Mania game? That's when I first saw him.
they were reintroduced him and Mighty in that game, but I believe they date back all the way to like Sonic the Fighters.
Yeah, Sonic the Fighter is very horny.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
guess.
So what else have you been playing?
What part are you talking about in the beginning of God of War? That
I
you
don't
did
like
not
the tier stuff, and I don't like the Freya stuff. That stuff was very long and
Interesting,
boring to
okay.
me, and fetch questy and
Mhm,
escort
mhm.
missiony, and it just didn't feel. And then I didn't really like the Atreus first thing that you do with him. I do like the big grandma, but I didn't. I just was like, it just felt like such a de-escalation
Oh
from
my
what we
God,
had
I-
just done in 2018's.
I
God of
love the Big
War.
Grandma. You know
Big
who
Grandma's
Big
cool.
You know who Big Grandma reminded me of?
Who?
The big vampire lady from
Yeah. I was kind of thinking about that. I was like,
It's
man,
like
I wish
step on my neck.
step on my neck.
Sure.
Do you think Big Grandma would like be friends with Dirty Grandpa?
The Johnny
think-
Knoxville character.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's Dirty Grandpa. Which one's
Wait, no,
Robert
that's
De
bad.
Niro.
That's bad Grandpa, Johnny
Yeah.
Knoxville, and Dirty Grandpa's
De Niro.
De Niro.
Mhm.
The near. Oh.
Namiro.
Mimiro.
Hmm.
Okay, so you're loving the whole thing. You're just along
You-
for the ride.
You talking to me, brother? There you go. That's De Niro. De
Ah,
Niro.
that's pretty good. That's
Oh,
pretty good.
okay. Very,
I'm
very well
loving
done.
it. I do agree with you. I think some of that early stuff is a little bit tedious, but come on, I'm all in. I'm into the world. I'm into the
Yeah.
lore.
I also think the game needs to stop talking so much. It's
Oh, man.
so
Oh, yeah.
golly. I am
Talking? What are you talking about?
dying. I like the lore stuff in the boat when they tell you little stories about Norse gods. I
Yeah.
hate I'm Kratos, right?
Yes.
I
What?
break a wall down and I merely spin my camera around in 360 degrees just to see if there's anything around me. And Atreus has told me to leave the room 3 times by the time my
Yes.
camera gets to the other side. I'm like, I know. I know.
It's almost like a bug. I think
Oh, I
it's
see
like
what
I
you're
think they
saying,
like
yeah.
they messed it up. Like
yeah.
the trigger for like getting a hint from your
Mhm.
companion is like way too short.
Yeah.
Interesting.
hmm
I've only experienced it when I actually need the hint.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
haven't
when you're Kratos and you break a door down, you just stand there and you're like, what the fuck do I do?
I
Honestly, yeah.
couldn't believe how bad that was in that game and I agree entirely, Jeremy. And I think what surprised me most was the same thing had happened in Horizon Forbidden West.
Yeah.
Where Aloy, but it's Aloy commenting on it as you were playing as Aloy, and oh boy, like I don't know how no one on that dev team played that game and didn't. I think there might be like a setting to adjust this in the game because they have a ton of accessibility
Oh.
features, so I would take a look for it.
Yeah,
But either
no
way,
hits.
the default setting, it should not be what it is. It's constant. It does not give you a chance to even consider your surroundings.
Yeah. Yeah.
This
it's
is
pretty
great. I'm like,
wild.
I'm playing a whole different experience than this.
Yeah,
I've truly only that's happened one time, maybe.
Mm.
Did you guys when you play like also these like mostly Sony games, do you
Yeah.
turn on like accessibility features in there anywhere? I like go in and I turn on like object highlighting or like big or like
Oh.
high or like make the high contrast like go
Mhm.
this way direction because I'm like I don't need to like
Right.
search every little corner. Just show me where the little
Yeah.
item is.
I turn on big head mode, and that's about it.
Maybe that's why you hate it. You're like these heads are too big.
Yeah,
I can't imagine
tiny
Big
bodies,
Grandma's
head-
big head.
Yeah, Big Grandma's huge.
Big
head.
grandma. Well, she has a normal size head compared to her body.
That's true.
Right. Yeah. Tao Yang, what about you? What's your
I literally
haul?
just
Games.
I finished Midnight Suns merely but 25 minutes ago.
Wait,
Wow.
tell me about this game. Is this good?
Have you? It's good. It's fun. I think the tactics are pretty good. It's XCOM meets Marvel superheroes meets like Persona, the parts where you're just kind of like talking with people and hanging
Whoa.
out. Big part of it is just like hang. Oh, like you know what? It's like honestly, it's like the Hades part where you like
Oh.
go and like get like relationships with people when in like the home base. They took that and like really expanded it.
Wow.
So like you should have to figure out like
Can you get a maid?
I wish you could get a maid because there's a lot of stuff everywhere that
To
I
clean
guess
up.
Nobody
to clean
cleans their
up.
rooms in that academy.
Is
No,
this
no one does.
is this kind of a horny game?
It's I think it is horny because
Is
there's
Rogue
like
in it?
pool. There's no Rogue is not in it. Oh,
Rouge the Bat?
Is Rouge the
Rogue-
Bat in it?
Rogue the Bat?
Rogue the Bat?
No, but the big cat from Sonic is in it for some
Oh,
reason.
Rogue the Bat has success. Ooh.
There's a pool area though where and whenever you hang out there, everyone is in
Ooh.
like a bikini or in like swimming attire.
Yeah.
But I think they would have loved to do like romance stuff, but I don't think they could pull it off with normal characters.
Sure. This game looked great. I really wanted to play it, and you're selling me on it big time. I mean, the tactics is
cool.
good in it.
The tactics is good. It's like a more basic than like XCOM. I think I see like what they're trying to do because it's like you're a superhero, so you can't be like hiding behind cover or like taking 3 turns to like defeat like one enemy. But it's pretty good. I like the card. It's like a card based thing where you like collect like abilities with your cards. You build little decks per character. The tactic is more fun than it should be. There's a weird the weird thing is the difficulty is kind of like an odd design choice. So if you just leave it at normal, you will like completely break the game. Like your character just get more and more powerful. And then you just have to progressively.
I can't believe it. He found
Right.
Rogue the Bat.
My God.
For the listener at
Wow.
home, because you can't see this, July has changed his Zoom background to the joke we made earlier. It's a cross between Rogue from X-Men and Rouge the Bat.
I was gonna guess he drew it real fast.
Yeah, I drew it.
Incredibly
Oh, wow.
fast.
Talented.
I already had this on deck.
Good white hair.
A few versions of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of decks, cards. Do we like the cards with the tactics with the Marvel?
I think it's fine. It's a little confusing. It's not hard to know. Like I want to know like how it doesn't tell you like how many cards are in the deck or like what are the mechanics of like things getting redrawn. So it's kind of like hidden away.
Yeah.
I think it works. But yeah, the difficulty is weird because you're just like you have to like constantly on your own make the difficulty go up and up and up, which is a little strange.
Okay, and now July has changed his background again to a different shot of Rogue the Bat.
It's too zoomed in.
It's
That's the problem. It's too
it's-
zoomed in.
yeah, that's what I noticed. Wow, it's too zoomed in.
Look at these scarecrow fingers.
Yeah.
This is great for this audio medium. I love it.
Yeah. So what about that hall, brother?
That hall.
I thought this was being streamed. This is for the streamers, my friend.
It's for
Well,
the
thank you.
streamers,
It
this
is. You're
image.
right. You're
The
right.
lovers, the
Well, we'll just-
streamers, and me.
Okay. Teo, you were saying?
I didn't get much of a haul, but I did start using my Steam Deck as a local
baby.
co-op. As local co-op. To play like
Oh, yeah.
Steam Deck trigger.
Yep.
It's a slippery sting.
It's the easiest way to like do like couch co-op. Start playing like Overcooked and those kinds of games.
Oh.
Because you can connect any controller basically to it through Bluetooth.
Oh, cool.
You don't have to
That's
like
great.
rebuy like a game. If you like have a big Steam collection, you don't have to like rebuy on Switch or whatever.
Nice.
That's awesome. Yeah. So how long you been doing Switch, Steam Deck stuff?
Since like September.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been looking at Steam Decks. I'm like, should I? I'm kind of split between a Steam Deck or the new PSVR. That's what one of those is like might be the new big choice.
I don't think. I mean, what game is going to come out on PSVR that's going to actually be good?
Porn games.
Well, can you even access those easily?
Nope. I'm
I
17.
mean, you can play
No.
that
Not 18.
big grandma level
you're
of
not
God
18,
of
that's
War
why.
over and over again.
In VR. Connor McCabe. Hall and games being played.
Oh boy, I've got updates on both. And isn't it
Okay.
exciting? I got a couple games for Christmas that I was really happy about. One thing that I got that I don't think anyone's talked about on this show is the TMNT Cowabunga collection.
That's right.
Now, this is the collection made by with Konami, but made by the company Digital Eclipse, who is just really good at these sort of retro compilations. It comes with 13 Ninja Turtles games, and when I say 13, it doesn't exactly feel true because they'll come with like an arcade version and the home. For example, the Turtles in Time arcade, Turtles in Time Super Nintendo. But it's got all 3 Game Boy games. It's got all 3 versions of TMNT Tournament Fighters.
Great. Great.
It's got the painful OG TMNT on the NES. And there's a lot of really great supplemental material to take a look at and player's guide stuff from these games. And so over the holiday, I played through the Turtles in Time arcade version all the way through with my sister's fiance. And then July's got another update for us. So what's going
Now
on
what?
here,
Keep
July?
going. Just keep
so
going.
now this
Sonic.
is all right.
What Sonic character mashup is this?
Well, one is a different kind of Rogue the Bat, right?
Yeah, their heads keep getting cut off.
Now,
Uh-huh.
Jeremy, can you just put these images in your potential PSVR 2? Will that count?
Yeah, I hope.
Okay, so we'll cross our fingers for you.
I hope so.
I also played through Hyperstone Heist, which is
Great.
the Sega Genesis
Yep.
version of Turtles in Time.
Isn't that a trip? Doesn't it feel like an alternate reality version of Turtles in Time where you're like, what if this game was worse?
Yes, absolutely. Like, there's some cool parts about it, but overall, I certainly prefer
Yeah.
Turtles in Time.
This is a what?
What'd you say?
What is this?
are we
Hyperstone
looking at?
Heist?
Oh, it's the Sega Genesis. So Sega came out with their own
Oh.
Turtles arcade style game, and it was not Turtles in Time. It was this thing called Hyperstone Heist. It's got a lot in common, but also it's very different.
Yeah, there's different bosses, same general enemies, same layout, same basic soundtrack too, I think, but like different levels, different bosses. They make you fight the one guy who's just a karate man. Like
Yes,
like the
who's-
boss doesn't even look cool. He's just a black belt.
he's apparently in Secret of the Ooze, but I don't remember him. It's been too
Yeah,
long.
he's like
Uh.
Shredder's man friend, like the guy who's
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
not-
his
not-
roommate.
yeah.
Yes.
I more meant he's not like the weird animal guys.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Do
then
they still say pizza time when you get a pizza?
it's weird. They say
Oh, here we go.
I could go for a Subway sub right about now.
Yeah.
Strange.
They say hot dog me, mate.
Yeah, it's British, but they like hot dogs. I just been dabbling in Kirby and the Forgotten Lands, which I also got, or Forgotten Land. It's
Dude.
fantastic.
Yeah. How you liking
and
that?
that game. I'm loving every second I'm playing it, whether it's the main levels, Jeremy, or it's the side missions where you're doing the challenges. They're great.
Yeah.
And lastly, I just wanted to say that I beat Metroid Zero Mission on my analog. I thank you. Friend of the show,
Here we
Patrick
go.
Ellers, let me borrow his copy for the GBA 13 months ago, and I finally played it with my analog pocket. And hey, I mean, that's an amazing Metroid game. I want to, and now I finally played at least one version of Metroids 1 through 5. So I don't know how I'd rank them. It's tough, but this is up there.
That's crazy. Yeah, I played that. Well, that was the first game I played on my analog pocket as well. I loved it. Thought it was great.
It's so good. I think I do. I want to replay Fusion to see how I feel. My instinct is that I prefer it, but they are totally different, so it's hard to say.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I preferred Front Zero Mission to Fusion. but they're both good. Okay, well, why don't we talk a little bit about the news? Well, we had some new video game releases came out.
Oh my gosh, he's back.
Oh, Lauren's back.
Yes, 2023. Let me pull some of these up. New video game releases 2023. First of all, right away, did anybody check out that Final Fantasy Crisis Core thing?
No, but I really want to. I want to get it on PS5 eventually and play through it. Did any of you play it? Dang.
It kind of came out, and I feel like it just did not make a big. Nobody.
I didn't see any fanfare about it at all.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere. Wait, what kind of game is it? Like what kind of Final Fantasy game is this?
It's very similar to. It actually functions in combat similar to the remake. In fact, remake gets a lot of its action RPG elements from the original PSP version. But it's similar. I can't tell you how the storytelling goes or the structure of the game. But I just know what the combat's like.
Yeah, I played this for a podcast on the PSP last year and liked it a lot and was excited about this. And I bought it. I have it on my PS5, but I'm not going to probably start it until I'm done with God of War.
Gosh,
but like,
I have no idea when I'm going to get to it. Patrick Ellers is playing it.
Oh,
and
great.
I asked him if it scratches the Final Fantasy VII Remake itch, to which I haven't gotten a response yet, but I'm hoping it does.
Yeah, just blocks you for some reason. That I don't know. I'm excited to get into it. I've almost started it a bunch of times. Usually right after like the big grandma parts or something are done, and then I'm kind of like, okay, it's time for something else.
You start it up and you just like at the main menu you can go, no, not tonight.
We have a game called Kaiju Wars that came out on Switch. You guys, somebody in here is a Kaiju Wars fan, right?
Yeah.
It's July. That's right. Yeah.
Can't get enough of the stuff.
A game that I really like the title of, Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion, came out.
Heard of it.
That came out a little bit ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, on PC. Okay, this is the PS4 version came out, and no idea what it is or what it's about, but it sounds hilarious.
It also looks really nice. Look at the artwork for it. It's some nice artwork.
Yeah, pastels.
Calming.
Yeah, but Debbie, pastels. Melatonin came out.
The drug.
Naraka Blade Point came out for Xbox One.
Oh, good for Xbox One.
Good for Xbox One.
Yeah. Oh, Valkyrie Profile Lenneth came out.
Now, is this a sequel to Valkyrie Profile 1?
Is this the part of the show where we actually deliver real news?
Unknown. If
Someone
it's
goes,
a
"Oh my
sequel."
God, Valkyrie Profile came out. I got it.
Yeah.
I gotta get it right away."
And the biggest release was Sports Story on Switch. Finally came out. And has anyone grabbed this yet?
No.
No. I thought about it.
And we talked about this in our text thread, but I am so perplexed about the rollout of this game.
Yeah.
Because Golf Story was such a big early Switch indie hit that it built so much anticipation for this game for years. They finally announced it, I want to say in like some recent indie direct, maybe in December, as recently as December, the early parts of it. And then just released this game with no lead up, seemingly no fanfare, and it feels like a total missed opportunity, or maybe people just got like disinterested for waiting for it for 5 years. I don't know.
It's almost like they knew it was gonna bomb, so they pulled out all marketing or something for it and just tried to, you know, what's it called where you like kill something quietly or release a movie in like one theater or something, whatever that's
Kill
called.
something quietly.
Yeah, there's a term for it in
An assassination.
Hollywood. Yeah, an assassination. I'm thinking of the word violent assassination.
I-
2 words.
I'm interested to see how this is received though by the few who play it. Hearn got it, I know, but I don't know anybody else quite yet.
Yeah, I definitely am. I put this on my Switch wish list or my Switch list,
Nice.
so to speak. And so if it goes on sale, I'll probably grab it.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that was all the video. Oh, I guess a couple more games came out like actually way earlier, but because we did so many weeks of the game of the year, we didn't talk about them. But like, we should mention if our sweet boy Alec Robbins' game came out. High on Life, the
Have you played
Justin
it?
Roiland Squanch games thing. I have played the beginning hour and a half of it.
Mhm.
It's
About me too.
It's like it made me think like, wow, like back in like I feel like
Games
in
are
the
good.
yeah. Yeah, so
Games are
Alec
good
just
again.
Move
Alec's a
on.
voice in the game, and he's really funny in it. He's a really funny voice. He's your little console.
Which one?
He's the little guy that's in your head. It's in your visor that like tells you what to do.
Oh yes.
And
Yeah.
also head
Your
writer.
Friday.
But they list his little billing. Little guy in your console, and then head writer after that.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Wow.
Tim
was an
Robinson does a
interesting-
voice in that too, which I haven't gotten to his character yet, but
Oh,
I saw that on IMDb. Yeah.
For the first 2 hours that I played, it seems like an interesting like comedy first person adventure with the shooting elements. But it doesn't. The focus isn't on that first person shooting. But there's a lot of like things that you would come to expect in a game. Like you get a sort of grappling hook, you get like a little melee knife weapon.
Mhm.
Everything talks to you.
Yeah.
And
It's an interesting does comedy in games really work?
Right.
yeah,
And it's like taking a swing at that.
I think it's also taking like a valiant efforted swing at it. Like it's not
Yes.
it's like if these work at all, this one will be the one that it works on. And I think like as I was playing it, I don't know, how did you guys feel? Like honestly, like Alex a friend, but fuck him. How did you feel? No.
I don't know him.
Yeah, no,
I-
I was laughing at a few parts. I thought there was a couple of gags in there that really got me, and I also liked that they're playing on like video game tropes as gags, as sources for comedy, which you don't see very often.
What's
Tao-
a joke that just made you like slap your knee?
I actually really liked the intro where you're playing like a Duke Nukem or Doom fake game, and the thing that it's telling you to do, it's like your wife fell in love with the aliens. What the how did she do it? It's like it's so frantic and like the story of it's so ridiculous and.
do you guys know what kind of first person shooter, like what rule July likes to place when he plays those? Knee slappers only.
Yes.
Because you asked for a knee slapper joke.
Yeah.
And a
I-
GoldenEye joke.
Two
Yes,
GoldenEye
yes.
jokes, right? Isn't Big
Uh,
Head Mode?
I also
yeah.
was
Yeah.
I also was genuinely laughing a lot at a lot of especially the things making fun of game tropes as well. But it made me wonder, playing the game, like, just wondering about creating a game in general. And like, okay, he's specifically thinking about Alec. Like, Alec's the head writer. Does that mean he oversaw mostly the story and then some of the dialogue? Does it mean that he writes every little side thing too? Does he have a team? It just made me think
Yeah.
about game creation, which was like,
Right.
it caused me to appreciate it in a way that I don't like look at games for the most part.
It's one of the
Yeah.
craziest things about games though, is that like you can't control the timing, and like in comedy, timing is everything. Where like so many, just playing it for like like an hour and a half, like there's this joke got cut off because I like moved too quickly and they didn't like finish the audio line.
Right.
Yeah.
Or I'm looking in the wrong direction and the joke is supposed to be happening behind me.
Yes.
I ran into that a couple times.
Yeah, so many jokes are like big triggers off of things that you're doing in the game where
Mhm.
that can easily just get messed up and
Mhm.
it doesn't land as hard.
Yeah.
I think
Um,
that this game is probably the funniest written game for like a comp. I guess like a game trying to like be funny. It's like
yes.
and they obviously have like the pedigree and like they have like the experience for that. But I don't think it's doing anything that's like trying to merge like what the medium of games and comedy in a like unique
Sure.
way. It's just like let's just add as many funny jokes that I think do work. But they're not like I don't know. I don't know what would be like the comedic version of like using game mechanics.
Yeah.
That's a really great question. Well, actually, I think the Dark Souls games, like, right, like those are games that are really funny because of how they're designed. Like the idea that you would turn a corner and then something would just kill you instantly is like a very funny joke. Those are like built-in jokes throughout.
That's a
those
great
games.
point. Yeah, and it's like you're
Um,
laughing because it's so ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah. Or oh, that's a good point too. Like Bayonettas, like you're laughing at how audacious this is or whatever. Audacious
Horny.
and horny.
Well, I, for one, will not play the game because I feel like I like to separate my comedy and my video game. I want my games to be
Right.
very serious. I don't
Only
want.
serious stuff.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to be like,
Gears of War only, and
Mhm.
yeah,
yeah.
busting a gut from laughing, and then
You plug
I'm-
your ears if there's is a joke made.
Mhm.
Yeah.
yes. It's also very distracting. I'm just trying to hang out with the dad and his son, and
No,
God
I
of
get
War.
it, man. Because I do I'm so in the comedy scene,
that too,
man.
that too.
I
Yeah,
can't
dude.
even watch a sitcom these days, dude. I just watch like car accident footage on YouTube,
Yeah.
man.
I
It's
just
all
watch
I
snuff
can watch.
videos. I'm just like I need something to bring me back from
Yes.
laughing all day.
Something to ground me, man. Help me be present. Well, I agree though with whoever. I think Teo maybe was using said like it's not like challenging the medium of games at all. It seemed to me like I had a thought though that it was kind of like those BioShock like games that are like these narrative driven first person games.
Yes.
We don't see a lot of those right now, and this is one of them. So it kind of it was like oh, this is like a Half-Life kind of throwback where it's like the story is what's propelling the action of this, not the not necessarily the mechanics or the shooting.
Not
Totally.
like leveling up your like battle pass level or whatever.
Right. Yeah. This ain't no Destiny. This is more of a BioShock inspired.
Jeremy, to that point, that was something I was thinking too, and it's one reason why I was like, oh, I think I'll outside of liking the humor and like rooting for Alec, like I was like, oh, I think I'll come back to this because
Me too.
anything that's like a first person sort of adventure like that's narrative driven, it's just easy for me to sink into.
Yeah. Free
so,
on
yeah.
Game Pass too. So if you have Game Pass, doesn't cost you anything. Let's see what else is in the news, huh? A lot of end of the year stuff. A lot of people doing their wrap ups. A lot of lists.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of news too, and
Basically,
I can't think of much.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
There's nothing. Unless you guys have anything else, I think we should just close out the news bag.
News. No, just the new year. New year, new games.
New year, new games. And with that, I'd like to segue into a segment called Question Time.
Ooh. Riddle me this! Riddle me that.
Again, this segment's about questions, not riddles necessarily. But the question I want to pose to you guys, and I was thinking about this a lot over the break. So, most people would have you believe like video games are like sick as hell, but I've always thought video games rock hard, and so I kind of want to throw it to you guys like. What do you think, and how do you feel about video games? Are they sick as hell? Which, comes. There's good and bad sides to that.
This is the question part of the show,
Mhm.
and are you sort of I'm sorry. Are you
I'm sort of a Alex
the interviewer right now?
Trebek.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Or do they rock hard? Because with that comes a lot of I mean, people are gonna assume whatever they want about things that rock hard, like loud and stuff. So
Yeah, loud usually does rock hard.
I think
Mm-mm.
video games are usually rock hard
yeah.
because like Sick as Hell is like you don't even have to do anything. You just kind of look cool. But for a game,
Mhm.
you gotta get in there. You gotta get in there and show and rock out and rock
I think
hard.
so.
You
There's
know,
an active choice in rocking hard, and Sick as Hell, you can kind of hang back.
Sick as Hell, you can like be standing at a wall with your foot on it and just kind of lean, and then you're sick
That's
as hell.
right. That's right. Yeah.
I think if you would have asked me this 4 years ago, Jeremy, I would have for sure said video games rock hard, no question about it.
Right.
But now, a few years older, a few years just, ingesting what the world has presented to me, I actually lean on the side of thinking that video games are sick as hell, to be honest with you.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought that this is where I'd be sitting right now, but I know it's how I feel today.
Interesting. What changed?
Well, I started just taking more what came to me in life and less of I became less of a go-getter. So if anyone is losing inspiration or motivation in your life, you might also find video games sick as hell because you're just soaking it in, man.
Right. Huh. Wow. Very personal response. I love that. Thank you, Connor. July.
Welcome.
Where do you fall, July?
I think Lauren, games rock hard just as the once great Eddie Riggs taught me.
Mm-hmm.
We all know who Eddie Riggs is, the character portrayed and to look like Jack Black from the video game Brutal Legends.
That's right.
He's the ultimate rocking hard video game character.
Yeah. And if you think about him just for a second, it's it is sort of hard to argue for Sick as Hell.
It's very hard unless you're like a Tyler Schnupp, which I think this is where the Sick as Hell is coming from, right?
Tyler would totally have my back for sure.
Does he fall on the Sick as Hell side?
Well, I think you have to ask him when he comes on.
Yeah, you gotta ask him.
Interesting. I wish I could, guys. I can't though.
Can I say some
What
game
was it?
names and we say if it's Sick as Hell or rock
Oh
hard?
yeah.
All right. Let's see. I'll go with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Oh, I
guess that
Can I,
rocks.
pass? Can I?
Yeah, can we pass?
Okay, pass. That's controversial. Okay. Disco Elysium.
Oh, that game. Okay, that game's
Ooh,
sick as hell.
that's sick
I
as
will
hell.
say that's sick
Hell.
as hell. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Paradise Cleaning Married Woman Cosplay Life.
That
I'm
rocks
rocks
hard.
hard.
That rocks
I'm
hard.
rock hard. I'm
July
rock hard.
is rock hard.
How about Animal Crossing New Horizons?
Sick as hell.
Sick as hell.
Thick as hell?
Mhm.
See, I thought that, and then I played it, and I actually think rocks hard, but I can't. I can't speak for you all.
Interesting.
Is
Yeah.
it because of the dog with the guitar?
1000%.
Okay.
What a cute dog.
Yeah.
Okay, and
KK
what about
Slider.
Hentai Miko?
Oh, rocks hard.
Rock hard. Rocks hard.
Rocks hard.
Hmm.
Rocks us hard.
Okay.
And that's
Well,
going to do
all
it
the
for
games.
question time, folks.
Dewey Cox.
Riddle me that.
We are going to take a quick break, and when we return, we are going to talk about all of our most anticipated games for the year 2023. Stay tuned for that.
Dewey Cox.
Welcome back to Video Games, a Comedy Show. I'm your host, Jeremy Schmidt, here with July Diaz, Tao Yang, and Connor McCabe. We're going to talk about our most anticipated games of 2023. God help us. There is a ton of stuff set to come out, just like every year. But are we excited about it? And if so, which ones? I can't wait to get into this. I'm going to start this whole thing off by just saying Breath of the Wild 2 is coming out. So let's talk about it.
When? Do we have a date? Do we have a date?
May 12th, baby.
May 12th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Top of my list as well.
I thought that Nintendo was going to put out a better Switch for this game. I really thought that, and now I think it's safe to say it's probably not gonna happen.
I think you're probably right, Jeremy. My there is still, and I say this not expecting it, there's still time, and we still technically haven't hit the new year to like have some big blowout announcement. But I think you're right. I don't think they plan to release a new console with this game by any means.
Do we think it's just Tears of the Kingdom? Do we think it's just gonna run like Dookie?
I hope not. But
Yeah.
the first one also, like the first
Kinda
one
ran
had
like Dookie.
Yeah.
the first one had stretches too where it was also pretty rough. But I would hope they've had more time with the Switch at this point. Monolith Soft, who is helping with the development, they do the Chronicles games. They've done a great job with those, and including the new one, the way it runs on Switch. So I'm hopeful it'll be okay, because there are games that come out and run great, and then there's Pokemon.
Right.
Is everyone gonna play it on like an OG original Switch, or do they have you guys have like the OLED or whatever one?
I have the OLED Switch, but only because my original got stolen, and then when I bought a new Switch, I was like, well, I may as well get this.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm OG Switch. July U.
Mine's OG. Mine like dies after an hour and a half of play.
Sounds about right.
Right.
I just
You
got
have
my Joy-Con fix, which I'm excited about.
Whoa,
I got
you
the
sent
Joy-Con
it in?
great.
fixed.
Nice.
How was
Okay.
that process?
It was only like 4 days.
Really?
Oh, okay.
Is
Did
it
you-
fixed though? Does it actually work better?
I actually haven't played with it yet, but God, I hope so.
That's my guy right there.
I hope so.
Yeah. July, you also have a Switch Lite too, right?
I do. I don't think I've ever opened it. It's the Coral, now limited edition.
Mr. Moneybags.
Yeah,
Okay, Richie
love
Rich.
That. Love that for you.
Yeah, but you just reminded me. I think my Joy-Cons are really bad on my original Switch, and I purchased some new Joy-Cons, and then those got the drift on those too. So I'm just gonna be playing
bad.
Breath of the Wild 2 with Link falling off the cliff all the time, I guess.
Right.
And
Maybe
we
there'll
also-
be
yeah,
like
we
a
know
fun
nothing.
mechanic about falling off cliffs that you know what I mean. Like you could like do a little flyback or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
as far as you
wings.
know, it's going to play in your favor, July. So.
Yeah, maybe the
that's
game
true.
is falling off cliffs.
Yeah, I think I heard Navi's coming back and in some sort of falling off a cliff type
And
of
Jake
thing.
Sully too.
Jake Sully, a spider.
Yeah, Spider's
gonna
there.
be in there.
Yeah.
Nintendo was like, we're never gonna fix Joy-Con drift. Let's just incorporate it into the game. Let's make it a game feature.
Yeah.
So I wasn't going to complain about this, but now that we're on the subject of
Uh-oh, here
Joy-Con
we-
drift, when we could be celebrating Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, I want to say that I played a game of Mario Party 2 over the holiday with my sister, with friend of the show Eddie Martin, and my sister's fiance, and my Joy-Con was disconnecting the entire time. And it also, the input was delayed at moments by 1 to 2 seconds. And I got really upset about that technology. Like I already am frustrated with Nintendo and
Right.
their anti-consumer practices with this thing. But oh man, I like experienced it again for the first time in a while.
That's
and
crazy.
It's not fun when those things don't work.
I
That's not
experienced
even
this,
drift.
I experienced the same thing when we played Mario Party for the stream that we did.
Did you
The
really?
whole time, like
Whoa.
none of my controls were working. That's why I suck so bad.
Yeah,
Oh,
me
sure,
too. Me
okay.
too. Me
Wow.
too.
This is spooky because I sent in my Joy-Con to get fixed after playing Mario Party.
Whoa.
Well, yeah. It's maybe a good test game to see if you're.
It'll tell
It's
you if you
unfair
have
because
drift.
if I'm playing like some single player game, I'm like, oh, whatever, it's drifting, I don't care.
Yeah,
But then it's
yeah.
like, oh, well, now I give you the Joy-Con with the bad
Mhm.
stick, and like, ugh, I guess I'll
It's all
send it in.
stinky.
Yeah. It smells. Yeah.
It's
What
It
about?
smells-
Okay, so why don't we go around and talk about like some of our actual anticipated games? I have a huge list up for everything coming out in the year, and so if
Can we
get stuck, I'll-
really, as we do that, since we brought up Zelda, can we talk about it briefly?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Is that-
I assumed we ran out of gas, but
I mean, I'm still incredibly excited for that game.
Yeah.
It's a day one. I'm so excited to see what we don't What's a surprise at this point? Like what we don't know about the game.
Yeah, they've kept everything so they've done a great job, I think, with like how they've marketed this game to where like you know that there's going to be some stuff in the sky, but you don't really know anything else about it. And I think that bodes well. Hopefully, my hope for it is that it is a fucking weird game, like a freaky freak game, like
That'd be fun.
like Majora's Mask was after Ocarina, like where it's like, oh, this stuff is for weirdos, like because I feel like Breath of the Wild was so seminal. It was just so this is what Zelda
Clean.
is. Yeah, I want something now that's like this is like some bizarre Zelda.
My hope
David
is that there's-
Lynch, game director.
Yeah, totally.
My hope is that there's a big grandma in the game.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
can
yeah.
you
Just
imagine?
one hope.
I hope that whatever they do, they fix like the way you play dungeons.
Yeah,
Like the way dungeons worked, like the big beasts or whatever in the first one just wasn't. I think it was that there was no progression in the items that you got, which is kind of maybe that's like inherent with the way Breath of the Wild kind of works, but like you're not like the puzzles don't get different as you get more items because you don't really get new items in the game.
Yeah.
You just get like more powerful items.
right. Yeah, they give you the 4 what you need to use, right? And then everything else is just sort of
Pencil,
breakable
Toothbrush,
weapon.
shield,
Diaper.
diaper.
Oh,
That's it.
don't forget the diaper.
Yeah.
That will be interesting. And that's, having adored the first game, I love a Zelda dungeon. So I wonder, is it going to be a similar format of the small shrines and then maybe some big ones that are, not divine beasts, but sort of are placeholders for that? Yeah, I'm really eager to see.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be fun. What do you anything else you guys hoping for in the game? I agree.
Yeah.
I would love actual like canonical dungeons. I would love if it had a little bit of a weirder story. Even if it turns out to be Ganon in the end, if like they had like a what's his name, Girahim or whatever from Skyward Sword, like a little freak guy with a long tongue,
I'm hoping we get some stakes like the death of Tingle or something.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Mistakes.
I actually am hoping that, and there's a lot of fan theories around this now, that it actually turns out you've been playing as Tingle the whole time.
Wow.
Yeah, you kind of
That'd
wake
be
up.
amazing. Yeah.
The whole thing is a Tingle's dream.
Tingle
Don't-
POV.
Tingle's not in Breath of the Wild, right?
No.
Yeah,
Sadly.
he should show up in this.
He
I
should
think.
show up. Yeah.
Yeah,
He like doesn't fit in the aesthetic of Breath
no,
of the Wild
you
anymore.
get a Tingle costume in Breath of the Wild. I remember that.
That's
and
right.
It helps you run fast at night or something, and he just looks like a pervert running around in that in that outfit. Cool. Well, what do you guys think? Breath of the Wild 2 Tears of the Kingdom. It's not called that. It's called The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer. I think all of us are probably going to get this, try it out.
Day 2 for me.
Day 2 for
I've-
you? You want to see
Oh,
that
wow.
meta score roll in first? Yeah.
I want the big patch
Yeah.
to come out.
Yeah,
Of course.
right. Uh-huh.
I've got a January game that I think is going to just
Throw it.
beat the brakes off of most of us.
Perfect.
Fire Emblem Engage.
Yeah. This is
Engage.
interesting. Engage. What do you guys think about Fire Emblem Engage? I didn't finish Three Houses when it came out, but I really did like it. I think I just get fatigued with 100+ hour like games like that. But what do you guys think? Do you guys like Fire Emblem?
We're in the same boat, Jeremy. That was my first Fire Emblem game, Three Houses. I probably put about 25 hours into it.
Yeah.
And really enjoyed a lot about that game, especially the tactical RPG nature of it. Not exactly XCOM, but just a straight up tactics game like FF Tactics, Ogre Battle, all that stuff. But I'm pumped for this. I also could play this for 25 hours and fall off, but the last game impressed me so much, and this one looks so good that I like the toothpaste hair that main character's got. They've got like red hair and blue hair.
Now
Looks
I
like
gotta see
Colgate or
this.
something.
I gotta see this Colgate man. Hold on. I don't think I know what
But,
it looks like. Teo, I mean, is this a you game? Are you a strategy guy?
I really like tactics games, but I just can't ever get into Fire Emblem. I think sometimes when it's like a Japanese game, but it's like European medieval,
Yeah.
I get lost in like what are these what are these words? I don't know. What are all these like names and words?
These
I
and
can't-
thous.
Yeah. Just like all
Sure.
these like there's this kingdom and this kingdom. I was like, okay, I don't
Yeah.
know.
I'm reading the Bible over here. What the hell's
What am I-
going on?
What is this scripture?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm so curious about Fire Emblem. It's as a series. Like I haven't really played a lot of. So I have a bunch of them. Like from like the GBA ones. I have some DS one. Like, and I'll throw them on for like 10 minutes and like kind of
Yeah.
look at them for a minute and then turn them
Mhm.
off really quick. Hide them in my room somewhere I can't find them again. Yeah, no, I'm a day one for that. I'm a day one for all Nintendo stuff though. I mean, I just like to
Wow.
have those
Even
around.
fine. And you just have it all physical.
Yeah, so I stopped collecting physical media for other consoles. I only do Nintendo stuff now. I imagine one day it'll be like cool to have like a complete Switch first party set. Like that'll be fun. And it's first party stuff. I don't do like third party stuff. Anyway, okay, Fire Emblem Engage. Anything else about Fire Emblem Engage? The Colgate twins are back in action in Fire Emblem Engage.
No, not for me.
Okay, July. What about you? What's a game you're looking forward to this year?
I'm just looking at the list here
Right.
for January.
Okay.
Dead Space remake. I never played the original Dead Space. I think
Wow, January.
Yes.
this might be a day one for me.
Who makes Dead Space? Is it E EA?
It's
In
an
the
EA
game?
company. It's
It says
forget what.
Motive Studio.
Yeah. Yeah. It probably won't be on Game Pass then day one, which is kind of a bummer. Because this would be a perfect Game Pass game, I think. Like to throw this on, you know. But I might end up getting it on day one too.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to play these Dead Space games and then just never did. And then
Same.
now that I know this is coming out, I'm like, you know, anticipating.
It's worth it to get this. This is the same for Ubisoft games too, where you're like, I'll sub to your subscription thing for 1 month and
Right.
binge the one game and then get off of it.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, the Ubisoft one would be fun to kind of throw up
Mhm.
for a bit.
For like
minute.
those Far Cries, where you're like,
Yeah.
I'll play this for like a couple weeks and then completely burn out.
Yeah, there's at least 2 Assassin's Creed games that I could definitely play for 20 minutes and turn off.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I one of the Assassin's Creed games is on my list.
Ooh, okay. Well, let's hear it. Unless we have anything else to say about Dead Space. I think Dead Space is a mystery to me, so I don't really know what I'm excited for. I think I'm just
Same.
excited for
I'm just,
sci-fi
like,
horror.
going in
Yeah.
blind, sci-fi
Yeah.
horror. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Taya, what's on your list?
All right. I do like the Assassin's Creed series, and I think I'm excited for those ones because it's going to be a potential paradigm shift. I don't love the new Assassin's Creed games post the Origins, the
Okay.
one in Egypt. I don't, because they went into like an action RPG, and this one is Mirage. It's supposed to take place in like Baghdad. And it's supposed to be kind of going back to the OG style of just like, it's not about grinding and getting your level up and leveling up your like weapons and stuff. It's just more back to that old school style of Assassin's Creed.
Oh.
So I'm excited
interesting.
about that because I like that style more than like, I'm not high enough level for this like enemy and I gotta go back and grind and all that stuff.
That's yeah, I'm looking at pictures of this now. It looks really cool. I always loved the aesthetic too of like the cloaked assassin.
Mhm.
Like it seemed canonical to that series, and then when we got away from that, I'm like, well, now this can be anything. Like I remember like when
He's a
Black
pirate.
Flag
He's a
came out. Yeah.
pirate.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, we're pirate. Okay, I guess this is just anything we want. But yeah, I like the canonical like look of the assassin.
Arg, matey, I'm an assassin. You hear?
Yeah. Oi, mate.
Ahoy, mate.
Yeah, I've never played an Assassin's Creed game.
What?
I know.
Jeremy,
you should play. Yeah, you should play a couple of them.
I should. I've always wanted to play 2 because I know
Mhm.
people love that one, and then Black Flag is actually the other one I heard was great. But
Jeremy, yet again, we are just in sync, my brother.
yeah, have you not played any of these either?
I have started the first one a couple times and I think played like for an hour or so, but it is also a series that I've wanted to like see one all the way through at some point. Maybe this is the year, whether it's this new one or like going back to one of the originals.
Yeah.
Or the
I think
one
you
that
should
Tails
play.
playing
Yeah,
now.
you should play 2 or whichever the one is like the Ezio Italy
Yeah.
ones. Those
Okay,
are
cool.
really good and really fun.
I
They
bet
get-
they're
once you get into that,
cheap
like,
too.
yeah, they're very cheap.
Yeah.
And like you get into that like zone of like, oh, I'm getting like upgrades, getting new items, getting new weapons, new ways of like traversing. And it's a good flywheel of that.
Okay,
Sounds
cool.
Sounds fun. Man, I was looking at like what's coming out like sort of in January. We have Forspoken that's
Yeah.
coming out. Friend of the show, Adrian Snow is a voice in this game. I think we're still, I mean, at least I'm still very unclear at exactly what Forspoken is going to be, but it's going to be a fish out of water thing, I think, where it's like someone from our world goes into this
Oh yeah.
weird fantasy world. It's a Square Enix game, so that could be anything.
Yeah.
Is this
Yeah.
character supposed to be from like New York and they're like transported into
Yeah.
sort of an Elden Ring?
They're like,
style?
I'm walking here, and they're just talking
Yeah,
to a
yeah.
dinosaur, you know?
Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah.
Here we come.
Yeah.
It feels
Where
like
can I get a good
what's
bagel
weird.
here?
What's like
Sorry.
innovative about this game is like really the character that they're is like the main character, which is not like a typical character that like a Square Enix makes.
Right.
That's
Right.
true.
Yeah, it's definitely definitely gonna it looks like it could be maybe I'm just looking at like magic coming out of the hand. It could maybe like an Infamous or something, or
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
something
yeah.
like that maybe.
Hmm.
Yeah. We should talk about Hogwarts Legacy, or maybe we shouldn't talk about
Well,
it.
I was gonna say,
it's
can I
coming
do a
out.
shout down? Can I do?
Yeah,
a you know, we're gonna
shout down, July.
Yeah, I definitely won't be playing this game.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Why
I
are you
definitely
winking?
will not be
Why are
playing.
you
I'm not
winking at
blinking.
me? You don't.
I'm not
you-
winking.
You don't have to wink at me. I mean,
No, it's for the listener. I definitely won't be playing this game.
Whoa, I can see off the reflection of your glasses a tutorial about how to play games in private mode.
yeah, you're gonna play Hogwarts Legacy in a incognito mode browser window.
Do like a VPN and like
Yeah.
remote into like another computer.
Under my bed.
This is definitely a wait and see for me. There's a direction I think this game could
Oh,
go.
you're thinking JK was gonna come out and make some apologies?
That's
That's a
wow.
day 2. It's gonna be day
That's
2.
day
It's
2.
gonna-
Yeah. No, I want to see if this game is even worth being something that we might play at all. And then I don't know. I'm listening to other video game podcasts, and they're like, oh, I'm gonna play it, but I'm gonna donate to like a charity the money that it would cost that I paid for the game. They're like there's all these like ways people are like, trying to work around that this is a huge problem. But
Our friend Sonic taught us there is no I guess what and I lost it already.
Sonic the Hedgehog?
There is no something about there's no ethical
Consumption in capitalism.
under capitalism. Is that it?
Is that what you're
Yes.
is that what you meant?
my brain broke mid reference.
I think you're thinking of there's no chili dogs here at my house is what Sonic
That's what
would
I'm
say.
thinking.
He needs to go get some chili dogs.
Gotta go fast.
Mhm.
Something else he says.
Yeah.
The you know the absolute terrible stances that J.K. Rowling takes is truly awful. This is a very funny situation though, because this game looks incredible.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
like so many people having to grapple with like,
Right.
oh, it
Mhm.
looks so good. The
know.
character creation.
I know. People are really, I think, struggling. You can feel that from people. They're,
Yeah.
'cause it's hard, to generate excitement around something that you shouldn't.
Do you think
excited.
Newt Scamander's in it?
Ooh, I don't know. Do we think
Probably.
any recognizable characters from the books will be in it? Like,
I think
they're
it's,
going to be a
isn't it
Dumbledore?
in the same era? Or maybe
It
I don't
might
know.
be. I don't know.
Oh, I thought it was thousands of years before.
Oh, maybe that's it.
I could be absolutely wrong.
I thought it was McGonagall in it.
Oh, she
Whoa,
better
fucking
be.
roasted.
Dude.
If she is, then I'm gonna get the game.
Yeah, what about Giant McGonagall? What if that?
Oh, now we're talking,
happens?
Jeremy.
Yeah.
McGonagall fast.
McGonagall chili dog.
I have heard some like speculation about this game as well, and like the what you're doing in it and how violent it looks early on, which I know violence in video games, like what's the point? Like every video game is, a lot of video games are incredibly violent. I play
Is
a
this
lot of
game
them.
taking heat for violence?
I think so. But also I just don't think I'm interested enough in it to like even have that conversation with myself as well of like, is it like, can I justify to myself buying this game despite JK being an absolute turf? And I genuinely, there's so many other games I'm excited about.
Mm-hmm.
It's-
Like Harry
it's nice
Potter
to-
Chamber of Secrets on the GameCube.
Secrets, yeah. You're
Yes,
just gonna
which
play
I
those
do
games.
famously love that game. But it's before
I was
she
gonna
started
play-
talking.
I was gonna play like all the Game Boy Advance games on his pocket instead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the RPGs.
In protest.
Yeah.
Because that money's going to the retro stores. Yeah, and it's just nice. Any chance I have to like say to like not have to play a game is great because I never ever get to all the ones I want. So yeah,
Great.
Hold on, before we move on, do we think Gellert Grindelwald's in the game?
It's a good question. I don't know. Okay, what about? I'm gonna throw out one that I am really excited about. Or no, I already went. Connor, what's another one you're excited about?
here's one that we maybe could talk about another game because I am almost certain this is getting delayed out of 2024.
Oh,
And that's Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
is
which
that
is
supposed to come out this year?
When they officially announced the game, it said I think winter 2023. I just we talked about Crisis Core earlier. I'm so stoked for part 2 of this remake series.
Yeah.
And I think it would be kind of stupid of them to release 16 and this in the same year.
Oh,
Almost.
Unless they
16
wanted to.
is this year.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
16, I think, is the I would say is my second most anticipated of the year.
Yeah, I mean-
But you're thinking maybe at the end of the year if they do well. When is 16 supposed to come out?
It's June,
June
22nd.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
so
Has a
close to
hard
my
date.
birthday.
Ooh, I know. Yeah, I know what I'm gonna do for July's birthday.
But
Hmm.
so I
Play
just
that
wanted to
game.
bring
Play
up
the game.
the remake part 2 because
Yeah.
I'm still pumped for it, but I don't think it's going to come out this year. And yeah, 16 should. I mean, it's the next big Final Fantasy game.
Dude, I hate to say it, but this Crisis Core remake, you should play that probably before the next
I want to.
installment because it'll
Yeah.
teach you everything you need to know about those characters that I'm sure they're going to bring back in this.
I want to play that, and I still haven't played Integrate, which is like the DLC.
yeah, the Yuffie stuff. That's great.
I have
Wait,
it.
July and Teo, are you guys Final Fantasy VII remake people or no?
I got it day one,
played
never opened it.
Sick.
I'm a little bit better. I played it, but I got maybe like 5-6 hours in.
Cool. Were you a fan of the OG one? The PlayStation
Oh yeah,
557?
I was. Yeah.
Not Teo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really like that remake. I think that remake is really solid. Rocks hard.
It does rock hard.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about 16 as well. Just I think that's I've kind of stayed away from any kind of trailer. I've seen one trailer for it. I haven't kept up with like all of the promotional stuff that they've done for it. I'm kind of staying away from because I'm gonna play it anyway. So excited about this game. If it plays like that Final Fantasy VII remake, I'll be in heaven. I mean that combat system
Oh,
was great.
heaven.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be in seventh heaven.
I loved 15,
Yeah.
and I hope they have the same elements of like we're just hanging out with
Yeah.
our boys.
Going fishing with your boys.
Yeah,
Yeah. Getting in a car.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
this takes place in like medieval times, so odds are pretty
Dude.
bad on that part.
Dude.
You can still hang out with your boys in medieval times. You
Dude,
can hang out with your boys
true.
at medieval times.
Oh my gosh.
Now
Have
we're
you guys ever
talking.
done that? Have you guys ever
Oh,
brought
yeah.
the squad to medieval times?
Oh yeah,
No,
that
but I
shit.
think I know what
Time.
we're doing next Friday.
That's sick as hell, man.
I'm in. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a day one for me. Anyone else here? Final Fantasy 16 interest?
I'm interested.
Day 2.
What day 2? I'm interested. I've also seen that apparently the combat isn't exactly the same as 7 Remake, which that combat was just delightful.
I'm out then.
Oh, it's like
I think
butter.
it's-
I love
I think
it.
it's supposed to be closer to 15.
Well,
with that
15
combat.
and 7 Remake are
Pretty close.
Similar.
they're really close, yeah.
Hmm.
It's like
Um,
I think it was like 15 and then Kingdom Hearts 3 and then 7 Remake. Like that's how it,
Mm.
they progressed.
Okay.
Like they refined and refined.
Yeah, I could play this. We'll see what I got going on come
It's
June.
playable.
Yeah. All right. Teo, what's another one on your list?
I gotta go. I'm gonna go with Diablo 4. And
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
excited for the game, but it's also Blizzard has been having some real troubled, a lot of issues.
Yeah.
And
it's another Hogwarts scenario.
It's another. Yeah, exactly. So I'm just gonna play Diablo on Switch or something instead.
Yeah.
So it's a real make or break, I think, for the company, and I think I'm actually much more curious about. I'm even less curious about like actually playing the game, and more just like, do they still have it? You know?
Yeah.
Mhm,
Do they still
yeah.
got it? Overwatch 2, kind of a big failure.
Oh yeah. It stunk up the room.
Stunk up the room. Like, and most of their last couple of games have kind of been big stinkies, big dookies.
Yeah, big dookies. I wonder.
So-
I didn't play 3, but people like 3, right?
People hated 3 when it came out, and then people started liking it after like they figured out the whole like auction house controversy thing.
Got it.
So we'll see. We'll have to see what Diablo 4 is like.
Seems like the only controversy Blizzard's figured out.
Uh-huh.
Right.
I'm gonna sound like 100 years old right now, but like I had so much fun playing Diablo 2 with friends.
Oh,
in
it's
high
the
school.
best.
It was
That is the best, and they'll never touch that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
too beautiful an
I loved it
experience.
so much that I look at that 2 remastered thing they put out and I'm like, should I buy this? And I don't know. I don't know if I can ever recapture that magic, but
Yeah, because you kind of have to be like that age, and
Mhm.
you know, in someone's basement or something.
do you remember you would trade stuff with your friends by like taking it out of your inventory and dropping it on the ground and then they would pick
Yeah.
it up? I did a trade with my friend one time and he just stole my stuff and then quit the game. And I started crying. And then I told my mom to call his mom and make him give it back to me. I was like 15 years old. It was like
I was 24.
I was like 24 years old. Diablo 4. Interesting. Yeah. July, what about you? What are you looking forward to?
Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Mhm.
Yeah,
coming out.
baby.
Is
Mhm.
what is this?
This
What's
is
the
the
Star?
sequel
What is
to-
Star Wars?
Oh
Well, so
man,
we-
Jar Jar Binks?
yes.
Okay,
Oh.
it's a story built around Jar Jar Binks.
Is Star Wars a spin-off of Jar Jar Binks?
Yeah, this one and all.
yes.
Okay. Got it. Yeah. Is this a sequel to what is it? The Fallen
It's a
Order?
sequel to Fallen
Fallen
Order.
Order.
Yeah. Sequel.
Ah.
Yeah. What more can you want? It's part 2.
Part
Story
2.
continues.
Yeah.
Teo, did you play that?
Oh, I loved it. Yeah, it's a great game.
This was the game that I got, I think, a year ago today to be my like January, because I got the PS5 version that had, updated things slightly for like $15 at Best Buy. It was amazing. This is one of the few games, at least the first part, that I couldn't help myself but stay up late. I'm usually pretty solid about going to bed. I was staying up till like 2 a.m. playing this thing,
Dude, that
Just-
rocks.
loving it. July.
Man, video
did you
games
play that
rock
this year
dude.
too?
Rock
I
hard.
do.
I think I did
Rocks
play it
hard.
this past year. I also loved it. I think the only thing I had about it that I wasn't a fan of was the map system is like a 3D.
Oh,
Oh,
it's a
yeah.
Metroid Prime map.
Very confused. Yeah, it's very confusing. Like
Mm.
would have helped if like what's that little droid companion you have there?
I always want to
Oh,
say
yeah.
BB-8,
Bebo?
but it's not.
Bebo, yeah, Bebo would be like,
Mhm.
hey, go over here. Or go this way.
Yeah, I would. Or if just Atreus showed up and told me where to go, that would have been nice.
Yeah, that'd be cool too, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So this is probably my.
Hold on,
Yeah.
before we move on, do we think Max Rebo and the Jizz Whalers will be in this Star Wars game?
Interesting.
Without a doubt.
100%.
And
You
playable.
go to Coruscant, I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And at
Need
me
some
if they don't,
bands.
but I think they will be.
Street Fighter 6. I
Yes.
am
yes.
locked in.
I'm hopeful for
this.
it because I got what's the word here? I got,
I don't know. Are you about to cry? What's
so
happening?
disappointed with Street Fighter 5's
Oh, yeah.
release. Like
Yeah.
so much was wrong with it.
I know. I spent way too much money on that game. I feel so stupid. I bought
Yeah.
every character
Yeah.
in it. Yeah. Terrible. Well, there's a guy
Oh
that
my-
looks like Abraham Lincoln.
Oh.
It's the worst.
In 6 or 5?
In 5.
5.
Yeah, and you're a big Lincoln fan.
It's Lincoln with no shirt. Street Fighter 6. Everyone who's played the beta of this is singing its praises.
Okay,
Just
good.
Loving it. So
Good.
I'm excited. about Street
I might buy. I think I'll probably buy a little fight stick for this. First
Oh.
one.
Ooh.
Frick yes, dude. Yes. Oh, I love it. Games rock.
Excited.
Okay. July, let's go back to you. Let's go back around the other way. What's
Oh,
another
okay,
one?
let me see. What was I looking at? Oh, Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't know if
Oh,
I will
yeah.
immediately pick it up because it's coming around the same time as Breath of the Wild 2.
I'm gonna wait on this one as well. I know it's rock steady, right? It's
Yeah,
gonna
it's
be the
Rocksteady.
main. Okay.
Continuation of the Arkham storyline
Yeah.
of those
So
Batman games.
they didn't make Gotham Knight. Another studio made Gotham Knight.
Yes.
Montreal did.
Okay, is that why it
Montreal?
was bad? It wasn't very
Yeah, I think so, but I'm still gonna wait on this one to make sure people are liking it. I
Me
don't
too.
know. I don't know if Batman's in the game, but
He's in the game.
if potentially it might be Kevin Conroy's last
good. It is.
Batman,
Yeah.
It is. Yeah,
Batman
it is.
performance.
Mhm.
That might be worth it just in that.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Do you all know, does this function similarly to Gotham Knights, just in the sense that you're controlling a bunch of different characters at different times, or is this supposed to be like you're one character, you create your own? I'm not familiar.
I think you just play as
Star-Lord.
that shark. Yeah.
She-Hulk?
They play
She-Shark.
She-Hulk.
She-Shark.
I think it might be like, I don't know if they've explicitly said what the gameplay is, but it looks like it might be what the Guardians of the Galaxy game is, where you're primarily
Oh.
one character and then the other characters.
Oh,
are-
interesting.
Maybe, I'm not
Interesting.
sure.
Which
Who's
one
the
are
one?
you?
Is it Harley?
Probably Harley.
Mm,
Captain
Boom,
Boomerang.
I'm exhausted. I got a Harley fatigue.
It's probably Deadshot.
Harley Mania.
Anyone.
Yeah. When this comes out, I'll be back to Harley Mania. Right now, it's Harley fatigue, but then back to Harley. Teo, you got another one on your list?
This one isn't. I don't even know if we're gonna count it as 2023, but maybe there's a possibility that Haunted Chocolatier.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is this?
Yeah.
I feel like there could
Stardew
maybe
Valley
be like
guy, right?
the Stardew Valley guy's new
Yeah.
game. Maybe there could be like some kind of early access version that comes out.
Is it supposed to come out in like
No.
24? We know. I could
There's no
see that coming out in
date.
23, though. I could see that.
Some version
No
of it could come
date.
out.
Yeah.
No
Haunted
date, and he's just
Chocolatier,
like
yeah.
cryptic blog posts, or not even that cryptic, but just like
Yeah.
very
Do you
alpha about
Yeah.
blog posts about it.
He's like.
do you
he's
think
like,
we'll see that game first, or
2023 is what he posts.
it's what he posts?
Very
Really?
cryptic.
He's just tweeting stuff out like, I'm not
Yeah.
doing well.
Yeah.
I'm
having
underwater
a
with this
bad
game.
year.
Yeah.
Bad.
Some might say he's being very clear, but we're all saying it's vague.
Yeah, it's cryptic stuff like, I need help.
Today sucks.
Just like, tell us what you mean.
What do you mean? Oh,
Today-
but you mean this year, right? It's gonna come out this year, right?
Yeah.
SUX.
I have a serious question. Do you all think we'll see this
Sad
or
face.
Hollow Knight Silk Song first?
Oh, did
Is there
Silk Song
dates?
get a release date?
I think
I
that's
don't
coming
think
out.
it might
right?
also be vaguely 23, but it also might not have a date like this.
If both those games come out this year, I'm kind of like looking at this master list, and I'm not gonna lie, this looks like it's gonna be an excellent year for games. Like
It is,
I think
yeah.
the last 2 years have been like sort of more general, like good stuff and not so good stuff. But this looks like a lot of potential bangers. I mean,
There's a lot of huge hitters this year.
Yeah.
If no delays happen, which
If
they
all the
will.
yeah, all the COVID delays just make 2023 like an insane year.
dude,
like,
what if? That would be great.
Well,
And the indies the indies have crushed throughout, and so if they keep crushing, and then we got all these great AAA stuff, it could be a really fun year.
I've got another one.
Yeah.
I've at least I've got a couple more I want to name, even if we rapid fire later. But another one that's also supposed to come out this year, but time will tell because there's no date. Marvel Spider-Man 2.
mhm.
Did
Oh,
they say
yeah.
that this year?
2023 is the date for that game, but
Wow.
no month, no quarter. So
I
I'll
bet I
be
could see that coming out. I could see that coming out this year if it's
Huh.
a
Yeah,
20.
I wrote
yeah,
that down.
Yeah,
I
because
hope for
it's-
more stuff.
Yeah.
More stuff in the game. Like, I want like a
Well,
management
that's
sim.
interesting. What would you want in it? That's interesting because
Well-
I thought the first Spider-Man, I was like, they didn't really leave much on the bone here. They threw every
it-
villain at you.
It felt. I just mean more like side activities. Really, what I want. Like more variety of side activities. Just
Okay,
like
yeah.
go wild. Like I don't know. Throw like a business. Maybe Spider-Man has to do like a pizza shop or something. Is run a pizza shop or like
Yeah,
or
is
like
it-
a photography mini game. I don't know. Give me some.
Isn't the pizza mission how like Spider-Man 2 on the PS2 opens with like a pizza delivery mission?
When I was in New York, I went to a Joe's Pizza that claims to be the one from that movie.
Oh,
But when I was there, I was like, that doesn't look like how out front of here looks. It must be the other one. Good pizza. Got to try the pizza when you go.
And we know that this one's supposed to come out before that Wolverine game, right?
Yeah, I think definitely.
Whoa, there's a Wolverine game.
Oh, can't wait for
Oh
that.
yeah, it was teased in I
Yeah.
think like a 2021 state of play.
Oh.
But yeah, this game, man, if it comes out, oh
Nicked.
boy, I'd love a Spidey adventure. I loved
Yeah.
Miles Morales so much.
Right.
We'll see.
Yeah, they didn't do any Ratchet and Clank DLC or anything. So like I think they've been working on this for at least a
Insomniac.
whole year. Yeah, I mean like so we'll see, but I could see it coming out late, maybe holiday
Maybe, yeah.
2023. That'd be cool. Yeah, what about Starfield?
Hell yeah.
Are we excited?
Absolutely.
And this is a day 2.
Yeah, it's definitely I want
Day
to
two.
wait. Although this could also I think this is also Game Pass day 1.
Oh, right.
Free.
This is day 1 then. This is
Yeah,
day
day
Yeah.
1. Yeah, I'll load it up.
Is this a Jar Jar Binks
Spin-off?
spin-off?
It was a
Spin-off,
spin-off
yes.
of Jar Jar Binks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, yeah.
Mhm.
I'm every year I've got like room for one RPG like this that is sprawling and seemingly never ending, and I only make a dent in, even though I play it for 100 hours. But
Mhm.
I'm excited about this game. I love Bethesda's RPGs like this. I love Skyrim. I recently played Fallout 3 for the first time. Love that. And yeah, I'd be down to get lost in space.
Yeah.
My thing, it's Bethesda has maybe they I hope they prove me wrong, but I think they've jumped the shark a little bit.
With this game.
I mean, since I think probably Fallout 4, they really like that wasn't great. Fallout 76, I don't know, not
Oh,
very
yeah,
fun.
that was
So
rough.
we'll have to see. We'll have to see if Starfield is good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've got some stuff about this game that I definitely lifted an eyebrow at, and like they were bragging about how like many planets there are and how they're procedurally generated, and I'm just like, I don't need it to be like that big to enjoy it.
Yeah. Huh.
Not me. The bigger the better, especially at grandma.
Oh, right.
She'll have her
yeah.
own planet.
Yeah.
I want a procedurally generated grandma. Um, okay. What about yeah, Starfield? I think I'm definitely gonna check this out. I'm never a Bethesda guy usually. Like I've missed a lot of the Fallout stuff. I missed a lot of the Elder Scrolls stuff. But I think I could jump in at any point. I played some New Vegas. I really like it. It's I think I like
Well,
their
you
stuff.
gotta, yeah, Obsidian games are much better. Have you guys played Outer Worlds? Which
Yeah,
is
I played
basically,
Outer Worlds. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that game.
It'll be a good comparison because like Outer Worlds is like smaller,
Mhm.
handcrafted, artisanal.
Artisanal.
Ooh.
Mm.
Probably the wrong crowd to get hyped about this, but the Resident Evil 4 remake is coming out.
It was on my list.
Oh, never
on my
mind.
list.
Never mind. Maybe we got some RE heads.
Who's the gray hair guy in that? Is that Leon?
Leon Kennedy,
Leon
baby.
Kennedy.
Yeah.
I'm
Leon
excited.
S. Kennedy.
Great game.
Oh, yeah.
This is similar to the Assassin's Creed thing where it's almost going backwards in the same way where like all Resident Evil games became very action RPG
Yeah.
since 4 or very more action oriented, and then the recent ones have been back to that horror route or
Right.
like the horror roots, and then now this is kind of going back to that. So it's a weird
Right.
cycles.
I wonder what because like tonally Resident Evil 4 was so different from like the other games. Like it was clownish. It was like a lot of like there's gags in it and it was like very like you said very action oriented. I wonder if this game will be like in the same style as the RE2 RE3 remake where it's like maybe a little less action, more horror focused. Like definitely all of the lighting effects in this remake make it look super scary. Which
Right.
RE4 is not very scary. It's like
No, because
Yeah.
you're just like, oh, I'm not scared. I have like
Yeah.
80 bullets. I'm
Right.
gonna pop all these zombies.
I'm
Like,
dual wielding rocket launchers. I'm
Yeah.
fine. Yeah. Yeah.
I would be willing to bet that our friend Michael McCollar has this circled as this will actually be day -1 for him because he's gonna go to that store that he goes to in the middle of LA that apparently always sells him stuff early.
Gets games early on access. Yeah, somehow. Well, great. I mean, I'm kind of like I feel like we should probably wrap up here, but before we go, maybe we could rapid fire just a few last minute ones that we're kind of keeping our eye on. Pikmin 4 for me is like another. It's like a 2023 supposed to be. I can also see this getting delayed, but who knows?
No.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see that game.
Nice.
Sadly, or if I hear someone say, well, and if we do. Well, that's the thing about Nintendo, though. It's unpredictable. They are really good about announcing stuff and releasing it within the year, with the exception of like Zelda.
I mean, their 2023 is a huge mystery too. Like besides Zelda, it's very unclear. Like in this huge list I'm looking at, there's almost no Nintendo stuff. So.
It's just like Fire Emblem and Zelda so far.
Right.
2 tentpole releases for them, but another one that I'm really excited about is Sea of Stars, which is an indie JRPG that looks very reminiscent of Chrono Trigger, which is funny because there's a game out right now that is also reminiscent of Chrono Trigger, but it looked amazing on the drop, and I definitely want to play this when it comes out.
Yeah, what's that game called? It's a Game Pass game too. It's like
Stevens is playing it.
Yeah,
Chained
he
Echoes.
loves it. Chained Echoes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you guys? Any more rapid fire ones?
I'm excited for Baldur's Gate 3 to come out.
Ooh, that could
officially.
be badass. Yeah.
It's I can't touch it because it's like early access. You can play like Act 1. I'm like, if I play Act 1 now, I'll never play the game when it comes out.
Yeah.
I never finished Oxenfree 1, but Oxenfree is getting a sequel in Oxenfree 2. So
I can't wait for Oxen 3. Hey, July. Rapid fire.
RoboCop Rogue City.
Yeah, that looks great. Yeah. that could be
What?
good. RoboCop.
I
game.
completely forgot about this, and I'm like, yes, let me play as RoboCop.
Lies of P is like the worst name for a game ever, but it looks like Bloodborne to me, so I'm
I do love that. I love any kind of like reimagining of, that kind of those kinds of stories.
Yeah.
I've got an unconventional most anticipated game. My most anticipated game for 2023 might be that there's no Call of Duty coming out. And I gotta say, what a victory.
Yeah, what a victory. Sad day, a sad year
Nick.
for Nick Costanza, but I
He's
hear
been
he's
writing
getting
some
into
cryptic
Fortnite.
things.
Yeah. This year sucks already. He's saying.
I
Yeah.
just wish he'd tell us what he means.
Yeah. Armored
We're
Core
here.
6. That.
Oh, yeah.
Who
Is that
knows?
this year?
It's supposed to be,
Oh,
but
okay.
who knows? That could be really fun though.
Yeah, Metal Slug Tactics.
Oh my gosh, give me that
Tactics.
yesterday.
Ooh, that's fun.
I want that. Yeah.
Skull and Bones
Yeah, Skull and Bones.
pirate game.
Yeah, who made Skull and Bones though? It's somebody.
It's
like a
I
big
think it's an
developer.
Ubisoft
Okay,
It says that.
company. I don't know if it's Ubisoft like
Ubisoft Singapore, I guess.
great.
Singapore. They know some stuff about pirates.
Sure. Bayonetta
land on the shore.
Origins. I don't think I care about Bayonetta Origins.
Oh,
Maybe I
that's
do.
the one that's kind of looks like it's like
Chibi almost.
EB, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, maybe this looks like it could be cute.
It looks like it's a cute pick
Cute
up
'em
and
up.
play real quick through. Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Speaking of
Totally.
cute, Disney Dreamlight Valley.
Oh yeah. What's that?
Is that coming? Oh, that's like officially coming out?
Yeah, it says here what I'm looking at: PlayStation 5, Xbox, PS4, Xbox One, PC,
Interesting.
Mac. I thought this was out already.
It is out for some platforms.
It's not. It's like still early access.
Oh, it's
technically.
early access. Okay.
Mm. Yeah, there's some new IP coming out that looks potentially interesting. Like we talked about Skull and Bones. We talked about the Lies of P. Was it like Wulong, the Fallen Dynasty?
Oh
What is
yes.
That's kind of good.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Is that coming out? I know they're doing the Predator.
Yeah, that's what it says here.
It's fun.
Here's a huge one: Valkyrie Profile Lenneth 2.
Okay.
Oh, seriously?
No,
I haven't even started Lenneth 1.
Dang,
sorry, I meant to say
Jeremy.
Lenneth 3. They're gonna come out with 2 this year.
Gotcha. And with that,
here. Wait, sorry, I got one more. One more. Like a Dragon Ishin. I just played. Which is now what Yakuza is called. Played like 5 or 6, forget which one this year, and had a great time. I love.
yeah, this
I
is
love
a
the
remake
world.
of an older like PS2 game. I think that they just had no faith in, but now I think because of Ghost of Tsushima, they're like, oh, people love this feudal Japan stuff.
Yes, love it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. And with that, let's close out Video Games and Comedy Show. Thank you guys so much for listening. Boy, it's been a pleasure. This year, boy, I kind of came into this episode thinking this year looks, or I don't know what to expect from this year, probably more of the same, but it looks like it might actually, I don't know, kick things up a notch. If so,
Yeah,
Fingers crossed.
fingers
it
crossed.
looks like this year's not gonna SUX.
It might not SUX. Speaking of SUX, July Diaz, where can people find you and what do you want people to know about you?
Okay, Rude.
The Bat?
Rug the Bat.
There we go.
Check out all the fan art online. I guess people already thought of mixing those two characters together. A lot of cool art online, just in general.
Oh, that's true. There is a bunch of cool art online, yeah.
Where can you find me? Listen to Inside Video Games Classic. New episodes coming this year. What else? Listen to Roast of Mario episode of Video Games Comedy Show and Roast of Donkey Kong.
That's right. Tao Yang, where can people find you? What do you want people to know?
Oh, you can find me on Dropout content at dropout.tv. I don't know what's coming out, but I'm sure I'm in something. And
It's just going
Just
that
look
good
around.
for Teo.
Yeah.
just click around.
Yeah, you can catch me on Superstore anywhere.
And you can catch me and Connor on a Herald night. UCB
Yeah.
Franklin Monday nights, baby. Every Monday night.
That's right. Premises galore.
Oh, so many premises.
More than
Yes.
we can use.
Yes.
Uh,
Connor McCabe.
Thanks for having me on this episode. I've gotten to do this with you the last few years. It's always a blast. And I'm excited for the year. You can find me on social media at Connor_McCabe. You can follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/cons-is-cool69, where we happen to stream this whole episode live. I don't do a lot of them, but we did this one, and we'll do a few more this year. You can also check out my podcast, Call Me By Your Game. It's also on this network. It's a show where I sit down with one person at a time and hear from them about a meaningful video game from their life and the context that colored that time. And then lastly, thank you so much for subscribing to us on Patreon over at patreon.com/supernpcradio. Yeah, we got a ton of fun stuff coming this year. Stuff new, stuff old. We have new people joining, new podcasts joining the network. And also just special shout out to our two newest patrons who just subscribed within the last few days. We've got Brian and Jeff. Wow.
Jeff. That sounds great. Thank you so much I'll go ahead and replug it. Patreon.com/supernpcradio. A ton of great stuff. And I believe we're going to announce on this episode our brand new games club for 2023. The
Here
first
right now?
half of the year, yes. We're gonna reveal what it is.
Wow.
TBD on when you can expect to find it there.
Oh
but
my god, this is huge.
it will appear on that $10 tier. It is sort of the most exciting offering we have
Oh
on the
my
Games
God,
Club. I'm biased.
Would be cool if like it was teased early, but the real good listeners that stuck out to the end get to hear this.
Exactly. That's exactly right. We are going to be
Man,
covering.
I can't wait to hear what it is.
We are going to be covering Super Mario 64 in a Games Club form and a true book club style Games Club format, where we're going to be going through the entire game, picking it apart, world by world, sort of, taking a fine, what's it called? A microscope, fine-tooth comb over the game. This is an absolute classic. I also feel like it's one of those choices where like anyone can play it. Everyone knows where to play this game, and it'll be a good experiment to see if we like this Games Club format better than covering all of the games in a particular series. So stay tuned for that. Check that out. We'll also be back next week with a brand new episode about a brand new thing. Bye-bye for now.
Wait, so my audio could have, what is it? What's the game?
It's called Super Mario 64.